The storm came in on July the 8th, which was Sunday night, actually, at about 2 o'clock, and we lost a bunch of branches in the front yard, and in the back, a neighbor's tree came through our fence and into our awning. The cleanup job was relatively lengthy. I started out with a small electric saw and trimmed away most of the material. However, it was very time consuming, and unfortunately before I was done, the saw literally burned up. It just wasn't designed for that kind of work. But nonetheless, I was able to get almost all of the tree cut up before the saw burned up, moved it down to the front yard where we had 2 piles, and then had a very small amount left. Fortunately, we were staying at Lee's house, my son, and he had a friend, Dr. Anderson, who sent a couple of guys over with a chainsaw, a real chainsaw, and they finished up the rest of the tree pretty quickly. It just took them a few minutes to do that, and we managed to carry that out to the front yard, and that was the end of the mess from our perspective. Damaged fence, damaged awning, but nothing worse. Riding around, you can see that there is a fair amount of damage done to the fences in the neighborhood. There are tree limbs down everywhere, and those fences are very expensive, and the damage done is going to amount to a great deal of money. I don't know whether people will have deductibles that'll cover that or not, but nonetheless, a lot of trees came down, and there was a lot of storm damage. A lot of wires came down. So it was quite a mess. We went out, as you can see, and we took a ride. And this was 5 days or so after the storm, so a lot of cleanup has been done, and you can see most of that. As you drive down the street, it will take them. It's going to take weeks for them to collect all the tree branches and the stumps and the things that go with it. I don't know how long the rest of the job will take. It'd be a really good time to have a fence business, though, I can assure you. That poor tree landed on the house and broke through the roof. The squirrels seem to be enjoying it a great deal. I don't know how far they could get into the house. And again, just more debris. A number of people had tree services cutting down trees that were half fallen. 5 days out here, you don't see too much of that, but the first few days there were a lot of people cutting. And because there was no power through a lot of Texas, there were a lot of electrical vehicles, electrical trucks, Centerpoint, there we go, Centerpoint trucks, restoring wiring and repairing the damage. So it took us 4 to 5 days, but we finally got power back. Internet will be back, I believe, in another 2 or 3 days. So things are slowly getting back to normal. But it was quite a storm for what was supposed to be a Category 1 hurricane. The main drag down here, Oyster Creek, which I'm about to take a right on, is a very heavily wooded area with a walking path down it. And that really had a lot of damage. A lot of trees came down. The area is not going to look much like it did before. A lot of these trees were very, very large, and it'll be hard to replace them. And of course, it takes years, decades, to be able to get trees to grow again. But nonetheless, that's what happened. So that was the hurricane of July 2024, and everybody seemed to have come through it pretty well.